Hey guys, I have time enough for another one of these. They seem to be uploading faster than I can listen to them. So as we're moving on, we are in a place where there's going to be a betrayal. All right, and it's in the last few, excuse me, in the last few chapters, betrayal has been um, between uh, Abraham and Sarah when they, you know, claimed that she was the sister and caused all that trouble, and then they got an increase as soon as they did this little trade of this weirdness. All right, and again, it happened again with Isaac, where he and his wife were in this place. So it's like his betrayal. How come you didn't tell me this? How come you told me she was your sister and not your wife? Because a wife is a much higher situation. And if you screw around with them, then there's a death somewhere in the business. So here in this situation with Rebecca and Isaac, now um, that that we have Jacob. Jacob, are we getting this right? Not Jacob. We have Isaac. Isaac is getting old, and he can't see so well at all. And of his two sons, Esau and Jacob, Esau is the one that's red and hairy. So you think about it, this is the rough side. This is the animal side of him. And the other one is smooth, and sweet smelling and stuff like that. So he will know this, but this idea is he gets his firstborn, and we have to we have to betray the flesh. Okay, now in the sequence of events, and this, I believe, what I've been listening to is an outside story to this, or it's a combination of both. Because of my dyslexia, sometimes I know that all of these stories are about being inside of us so all of this is like in the mist, and so it's like fog, or it's in the darkness, it's in the shadow of death, where all of this stuff is happening. This is where the spiritual world is. It's in the shadowy place. All right. So what happens is that his son, the father, okay, father, and this would be Isaac. He's old now, and while he's in this old state, he can't see anything, and he's wanting to bless his elder son and give him all his birthright. Well, you got to remember that he sold his birthright for food a little bit ago, and so now he's going to take the blessing. All right, and this is really beautiful. You just follow along with this. But what happens is, even with Jesus, when Jesus is betrayed, it's a trick. It's a trick on the flesh. Jesus is the flesh and the word. And so you're the flesh and the word. Your father. Your father is who you're pulling the wool over. The fleshy guy. You're going to take care of father. You got to trick him. So here is the story coming to life with with Isaac. We got to trick him. Here he is, can't see, he's not so sure, but he says he wants to make sure that he's not mixing everything up. But he sends his firstborn son out into the wilderness to go and catch a couple of animals and make me some really good food because I'm starving, and then I'll bless you. So he gets rid of his son while his son is away. Right? This is while his son is away. Jacob's, God damn it, Isaac's mother was listening in on this, and she gets a hold of Jacob, who she loves. Says, "Hey," gives her it. This is what's going to happen while he's out. I want you to go into the bar and go get me a couple of lambs, and I'll fix up some meat, savory food that your father just loves. But mom, I'm so I smell so good and I'm not hairy. He says, I'll fix that too, you know. So she got some skins and she put them on and stuff like that. And she, go do it. Go do it. Get your father's blessing. All right. So the trick is made. The trick is on. But he will surely know it's me. No, he said, but what he does, he says, he's got the voice. He's got that voice of my younger son, of Jacob, but he feels and smells like the fields that my son plays in and does all of this. So anyways, so he gorges, he eats. This is the next phase in this conversation, is that we've knocked out father, right? And while father is out, we're supposed to feed him. This is when, you know, you're going up the kundalini, and this is being in the fields and you're eating and you're gorging and having a great time. And then when it's all over with, does father bless you with everything, and he increases and increases you. So this is the stage of consciousness where you go from the low to, and you're getting higher and higher and higher. And then when you finally make it over to the final phase out here in Delta, that's when you get this blessing, you know, from father. So what happens is so she sends her son in place while this guy's gone, while he's out in the field with his archery and things. See, this is what you would do when you go out into the field. It means to go into meditation and have your bow and ready to go, bow and your arrow ready to go, because you want to make this target. And that's what you are in this situation, a hunter. And remember, this is basically, well, it's the hunter. Let's go on further. Let's go on. I'm not going to back up. Okay. So, mom makes up all this food. Mom. All right. Mother, not a wife or anything like that. It's mother. And she says, hey, you got to get this. This is yours. This is your birthright. The older is supposed to serve the younger anyways. So here he's like, oh, damn. And it's like, oh, damn, did he have to get my birthright and then turn around and get my blessing too? He said, oh, man, what a bitch. So, you know, he's kind of mad. He got tricked out of all of this. And his son said, and he's got, when my father dies, I'm going to take care of that, man. You watch. So this idea of mom heard that too and came in and said, oh, my goodness. Dad, here, you're going to give me your blessing? No, oh my God. I've already given it away. I've given everything away to you. Don't you have anything for me? He said, well, you're just going to have to live off the fat of the land till this particular time in your life, you know, where you can cut this umbilical, cut this off, you know, I guess this yoke, which is what we all do. We have to follow along until we finally get that particular spot and it frees us. So again, this is another telling of the story of meditation, is how what you have to do, but you are going to have to be Esau for a while until, you know, you get the chance to become, you know, Jacob, all right? Because he was holding on to him. He's going to take everything from this guy, you know? And so in this situation, we find that mother says, uh-oh, your brother's going to kick some ass. I want you to go and hang out with my father, Laban, or brother. It's a brother, Laban, whatever. So, and this is going to meet up with somebody else. This is how this works. So they're kind of passing this on. But his brother and all these, they're all still here, okay? But this is going to move on to the next story. But you'll see that they went through, this is where my mind is kind of screwy, because no one has died yet or anything like this. So it was just this this play of hand where you've tricked your father out of giving giving you the blessing, and you've tricked your brother out of it. That's what he gets. You now are going to inherit this, whatever one happens, you know, when it comes down to it. And believe it or not, actually the father is going to get something good out of it too. All right. So they went through the whole situation where his father, which would be us, you and me, sent out our firstborn son, which would be our child, our messenger, to go and do our bidding, which he went out to said to go and catch me something to eat. And when you come back in, I'll give you a blessing. All right. So this is the same way, is that if we honor mother and father correctly, we were supposed to go inside ourselves. And when we do, this is we're doing our father's bidding. We're going inside, and our son, our firstborn son, the archer of the bunch, is going to take on this this idea of this change, and he is going to be the one that brings the two meats together. Like she had to go out and get some food for his father to eat, and then his father just this is God just this is when we're given the sacrifice, when we can give ourselves as the sacrifice. He's like it's like smelling flesh burning and stuff. He's like, I just love it, love it. So they're going through the process, and this is again an outside thing of something that goes on the inside. And so now he's got to take off, boom, get the hell out of Dodge and go and hang out with her brother. So in the process of this, she says, just like they said before, when Isaac was told, he says, was this Isaac? When Isaac was told, I don't want you to get married to anybody in this land where we sojourn. All right. And so that means with the Canaanites and stuff like that. He sent him into his father's land so that he could find someone within their brothers. He said, but how am I going to do this? But anyways, that's what he did. Is he took him into his father's land. So this is again going on the inside instead of marrying something on the outside, which would be death to the family. And it has to be family. You can't have a stranger in your life. And this is setting up for strangers later. So, we're going to be handed into the hands of this stranger later on. All right. Everyone. So as far as right now, the story is that Rebecca says, oh my God, the daughters, I fear for the daughters of Heth, because, hey, she just gave this other guy's birthright, and it's the other side of the family. And she's really, oh my God, I fear them. For if her son were to take a wife from this group of people, it would be the death of her as well. Do you understand? So she sends him off to her father, her brother, to her family, to the family. So he was taking on the same trip that Isaac took. All right. Am I getting this right? Because these names are killing me. Yeah. So Jacob winds up following the same route as his father. It's pretty cool. But these stories repeat themselves and move on, and we're going to be hearing more about Jacob when he gets into this next land. This is going to be a whole new story after 9. This is number 27. 27 is at 7, 8, 9. That's the end of the line here. This is consciousness. All right. Now, at the end, they're worried. Did I get it right? I'm not sure. There are 46 scriptures in this particular story, and I don't want to go through them all, guys. In the same situation, this is a 9, so we get the one world, and it comes all the way down to 9 down here, and then we get 2 more left over, and then we also get this 45 and 46. But well, I said no. Let's make it. Let's do it. What the hell, Jeebus. Okay, we're looking at this numbers. I'll see if we can go quick. All right, you follow along with me as I try to pull out these things. And it came to pass when Isaac was old that his eyes were dim and he could not see. But Esau, he called Esau his eldest son and said to him, my son. And he said unto him, behold, here I am. Remember, that's the way they talk when they're in this mist. It's like maybe they can't see each other, right? And he said, oh, we know because he's blind, but anyways. Number 2, and he said, behold, now I am old. I know not the day of my death. This would be when you knew what your death was at. This is when you would know. So that's number 2. Now, therefore, take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out into the field, and take me some venison. Number 3, go out into the field. It's always your body, this field. Go out there. So it's an outside thing. And make me savory meat, which I love, and bring it to me that I may eat it, so my soul may bless thee before I die. Now, that's pretty telling, because it's our soul that's going to be enriched by this, and it happens to us before we die. So we want to get this blessing before we die, okay? And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son, and Esau went to the field to hunt for venison and to bring it back. It's number 5, so over on this side. So this is representing the second set of worlds. All right, so he sent his son out into the fields to go find him something to eat, to go shoot it down. All right, and then we get 6. Bring me venison, make me savory meat, and I may eat, and bless thee before the Lord before my death. So what do we got going on here? 8. Therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee. Oh, Jesus. All right, so this is going to shed you some light on. The father telling the son to do as I told you to do. Go and do what I asked you to do. Just like we had when God was talking to one of those other sons in the last story. Go and do what I told you to do. Oh, so that, yeah, it would be, oh my God, Ishmael, and the other one would be the other one. It's killing me, guys. My mind's crazy. But you can fill in the blanks. I will learn as we keep going, because I'm continuing on. But this is this idea that go and do what I've told you to do. This is the idea of God sending the Son of Man to do his bidding, to go and do his, and the bidding is to go and hook up mother and father, because he brings the Son of Man, and he brings them into the 4th stage of this, which would be to connect them to the Holy Spirit. That's what Jesus does to us from the 3rd phase. He takes us into fire, and he introduces us to the Holy Spirit. That's mother. It's always going to wind up with mother. It's the way the stories go. So Rebekah spoke to her, oh, we don't want to do this again. And do as I command. Now we got 9 over here. It says, go now to the flock and fetch me from whence 2 good kids of the goats, and I will make them savory meat for your father, such as he loveth. This is 9. And she's telling him to go and get 2 things, because at this particular time, we haven't been introduced to something other than God, other than just this wickedness of an evil mind or a lower mind that's just not connected to God. I mean, look, they're going around filling up the wells with earth. So that's that idea of killing your messenger, or the darkness overcoming the light. It's the same thing if you can put your mind around that. It says, and thou shalt bring it to thy father. This is number 10. Go to the flock, get this, and I'll make some food for your father. This is 9. Right here, 9. And over here with 10, we get, and thou shalt bring it to thy father, that he may eat and he may bless thee before his death. All right? You want to get this done before you're dead. You want to get your blessings done. And Jacob said to Rebekah, his mother, behold, Esau, my brother, is a hairy man, and I'm a smooth man. And on 12, it says, my father, pray tell, will feel me, and shall seem as if I'm a deceiver. And shall bring a curse upon me, and not a blessing. That's 12. And his mother said unto him, Upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice and go fetch me them. So we want to hearken to mother's voice. Right now, he doesn't have a wife. So he's doing as his mother tells him to do. This is great. His father's first son is doing what he's told him to do. And the son that is made of God, given to her as a gift, which both of them were, but she loved this one more. That she tells Jacob to, you listen to my voice. She's an inside woman and he's an inside guy. All right. And he went and fetched and brought them to his mother. This is number 14. Number 14, that he went and fetched and got them for his mom. It's really beautiful. It's kind of cool how that works out. Because that's where you would go. That's where he would go to fetch to get this food. Is whenever he goes in to compete. But you understand what I'm saying is that this is an outside view right now. All right. And so this is 15. And Rebekah took goodly the raiment of her eldest son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them upon Jacob, her younger son. And she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands, and upon the smooth of his neck. This is number 16. So this is where the fake is coming in. It's number 7. She put all of this stuff upon her son. This is 6 and 7. 16 represents a 7. All right. And so what she has put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands, so that he could feel this and find out, oh yeah, this is cool. This is him. And upon the smooth of his neck, because he's going to probably come up close. And she gave the savory meat and the bread, which she had prepared, into the hand of her son Jacob. This is number 17. Into the hand. So it's an outside situation. The meat and everything is an outside situation. And 18. And he came unto his father and said, Father, he said, here I am. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I'm Esau, thy firstborn. I have done according to thou had badest me, face whatever, arise. And I pay thee, and I pray thee, that is, sit and eat of my venison, that thou may bless me. And Isaac said unto his son, how is it that thou hast found it so quickly, my son? And he said, because thy Lord thy God brought it to me. And Isaac said unto Jacob, come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. This is number 21. 21 is down here, is an intervention. So come close, come hither. This is generally this idea of come to me. This is this whole business of getting your clock cleaned, so to speak. So we get to 22. 22 is right here. 22 says, and Jacob went near to Isaac his father, and felt them, and said, the voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy, and his brother Esau's hands. So he blessed him. This is number 23. He blessed. This is an outside thing again. Blessings would usually show up here or here. But number 23 right here, the body, he said, so Esau, 25. And he said, bring near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine, and he drank. This should be number 25, 24, 24. What did we do? What did we do with 24? And he said, art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. 4, 5, 6. I am. So this is where the lie happens. I am. I like that I am business. I'm going to have to do a story on it. And he said, bring it to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat, and he brought him wine, and he brought him drink. What we have here, and his father Isaac said unto him, come near now, and kiss me, my son. This is number 26. 26 is right here. That makes it 8. He wants him to kiss him. I guess it's going to seal him. Do you want to understand that this idea that this is a betrayal, right? To get something. This is also, did you betray me with a kiss, my son? Is this is what you've done here? This is what you have done to make this connection, right? That's 26. It's representing 8, a control situation. All right. So it says here, let's go on. Number 27. 27, we're in the middle of all this. And where are we at when it comes to this? We're on this particular moment where the time happens when you've been given up on the 7th chakra, all right? On the 7th line, the day of the Lord. 27, what happens to the body? And he came near and he kissed him. And he smelled the smell of his raiment, and he blessed him. And he said, see, the smell of my son is on the smell of the field, is as the smell of the field, which the Lord hath blessed. So the body, 27, 7, 8, 9, this is where we are in control, God's blessing. So Father's blessing has just been bestowed upon Jacob, and he's taken it away from his brother. All right, and it says here, therefore God give thee a dew of heaven. This is number 28. Therefore God give thee of the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty corn and wine. That's a really good thing, all right, to have all of that. That's where we get the symbolism for corn as being something that's really good for us, you know, and later on it'll be fish, but this idea of plenty corn and wine. Wine is like the water, like the idea of the wine is spirit. When it's going to, later on it's going to smash a bunch of grapes and get all the juice together, and it's going to pour it on us copiously. So it's just copious amounts of the spirit being poured into you, into this vessel, to the runneth over, right? So number 29, number 28, 29 over here, this is where we are on 8. 8 is a control number, so let's see what 28 means. 29. Let's read it. Let people serve thee, and let nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be every one that curses thee, and blessed be he that blesses thee. This is the blessing of his father. All right. This is what just put that into God's words, and what you would get from God is that he says here in number 29, it says this is what it's going to get. Let the people serve you now. Let the nations bow down before thee. And the nations are going to be the brothers. Remember, we had his brother Esau is the one that's going to be these nations. It's just the same way as on the other side, this idea of the nations are people. All right. And so let the people serve thee. Let the nations bow down before thee. And later on, a little bit of precursor, when he has sons, his sons, he's going to have one of these sons, Joseph, is going to have a dream. And his dream is that all of his brothers are going to bow down in front of him. They're going to bow down to him and do as he says. All right. So they catch wind of this, and that's another story that comes about. He hasn't had these children yet, but you're going to find that this is what he is saying in this little bit of the story right here. All right, is that all nations will bow down to thee. All right, this is the blessing that we get from God, and that means that it's the whole body is now yours. You are now belonging to you. You don't. No one runs you. No one rules over you. You have God's blessing, so it's this idea that you've got God with you now. All right? And if you don't, which is the way this outside version comes, because we still got a lot more to go, right? And it says it came to pass. This is number 30. Where's 30 at? 29, 30. Here we are, 30. Right here. It says, and it came to pass as soon as Isaac had made an end of the blessing of Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone, just as soon as they switched places. The brothers, as soon as they switched places, right? One came out, or one went out, and one came in, right, like that, okay? And remember, this is an outside-inside operation anyways. So it's just hell on people that are dyslexic like me. So number 30, we get, and it came to pass as soon as Isaac had made an end of the blessing of Jacob, that Jacob yet scarce gone out of the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. And he also had made savory meat, brought it to his father, and said to his father, let my father arise and eat of the venison, and thy soul may bless me. And Isaac his father said unto him, who thou art? Who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly. This is number 33. Where's number 33 at? 32, 33. So it's an outside situation. So 33, we get a 6. 6 means works, all right? And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, who? Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it to me, and I have eaten all of it before you camest, and have blessed him? Yea, and he shall be blessed. All right, so we get to number 34 down here, 34. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceedingly bitter cry. That's what happens in this spot. This is what the red is, the red seed of the anger, the mad. Oh, damn. So number 34 we get. He heard these words and he let out a bitter cry, and he said unto his father, bless me, even also, O my father. And number 35, and he said, thy brother came with subtlety and hath taken away thy blessing. Number 36 down here in the end, he says, and he said, it is not rightly named Jacob, for he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. So these are the 2 body and this blessing business, okay? This is the 2 that are being eat up by his father, that he's, this would have been the 2 that goes up with Jesus. This is the 2 that get created, the body and this blessing, this other part. So this is right now it's just add another piece of the animal, all right, or an animal. We haven't gotten anything else yet to fill that spot yet, but it's right now, it's still 2 things. It's 2 people. It's like it was in that last business was these people that came from the land. It was the king, and he brought 2 people with him, and he had come to see Isaac. Isaac is the guy with the God. This would be the guy that's representing God at this time. And so this would be this thing is that they came before Isaac, and it was the king who brought the 2 friends. All right, so this is the same thing. And then this beautiful pact was made. Everyone ate together and had a great time. Oh, number 38. Number 38. Where's it? 36, 37. Did we get number 37? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I made him thy Lord, and all his brethren I have given to him for servants. And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And I shall go, and what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said to his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered unto him and said, Behold, thy dwelling shall be in the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of the heavens from above. And 40, which is the end one over here. Remember, this is about the body here. 40. And by thy sword shall you live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing, whereas his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, that the days of mourning for my father are at hand, and will I slay my brother Jacob. It's number 41 over here. 41 representing the body. So here we go. 41 is 11. This 41 is 5. So 11 and 5 is about the people, the person itself. 42. And these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah. And she called Jacob, her son, and said unto him, Behold, thy brother Esau is touching thee, both comfort himself, purposing to kill thee. It's number 42. It's a 6. So this idea, this is this other place. This is where death comes in. It's right around here. Threatening to kill you. Well, that's not going to happen. If he were to do this, if his brother, if this guy, the left mind, kills the right side, death comes to the person itself. 43. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice, arise, flee thou to Laban, my brother in Haran, and tarry with him a few days until my brother's fury turns away. Until thy brother's fury turns away. And now we have the last couple here. We get number 45. 45. Until thy brother's angers turn away from thee, and he forgets that which thou hast done to him, when I will send and fetch thee from hence. Why should I be deprived also of both of you in one day? And Rebekah said to Isaac, I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Heth. If Jacob were to take a wife, the daughters of Heth, such as these, which are the daughters of the land, what good shall my life do me? This is number 46 in this situation. If he takes one from the land, this will not work. This is death to everybody. All right. So this is a story about consciousness, this idea that if you want to have it, you're going to have to keep everything within the family. All right. And this, again, is this betrayal of the flesh. It's beautiful. Stealing or taking away the blessing. And here we got this blessing, and even though it'll be an outside approach to things, he's made it over to a different place because she doesn't want to lose you both at the same time. So she sends one off to basically, into hiding, right, with Laban. And that means it's a brother, and he's in the mountains. You're going to find out later on that they're up in the east. He's up there with like a god, another boss of some kind, where he's he's going to have all these wonderful things happen to him while he's up there. But her other son gets to still live for this time, because in the overall story of it is that we have to go from we have to go from Esau, the mind and the ruddiness and the outside fixture, where we have our rights, our God, stolen from us, where we are without this whole. You don't have your inheritance. You just have half of it, or not even that. You're without. And so you have to go without, be easier just to say that, to go without God for a while. And then she is going to send for him later. So this is going to be a situation where it's, let's go and I'm going to tell your brothers till the heat wears down. It's a beautiful story. All right. And even though it sounds, no, they're following a particular code. And here we got another one of these outside approaches to something that would really what happens on the inside. And I could read it. I could say that they were doing this, but instead of it landing on these particular places, the mother, always showed up here. She was the only one that came in this place. When he talked to his mom, it was only in this place. He and his mother are connected. They are this interior piece of us. That's how we know. But Esau was always an outside thing. All of these and people along those lines, they were outsiders. And it showed. This is an outside place. This is an outside, out in the sun, out in the middle of open, right? It's just so cool. All right, so that gets rid of that particular chapter. Okay. We're all still around. These are long, but this is what it takes. Chat with you soon.